Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Uncomfortable Reads series. Um, Last time we were talking about courage to be exposed. Today, I am bringing you a very interesting book by Brené Brown called Dare to Lead. Everything we cannot control, and this week we want to look at it what we can control. How we show up, how we lead, how we do, what do we do when the ground shifts beneath us. So I want you to today enter Dare to Lead with me and let's look at it. It's not another leadership playbook with 10 steps to success. Brown actually spent 7 years researching what makes some teams brave and others fragile. And her conclusion is that courage is a habit, not a personality trait. And it states that it starts with one thing that most leaders avoid, and that is vulnerability. You have to be vulnerable. But here is what she means by being vulnerable: not oversharing, not being weak, not crying in meetings. Brown's definition is showing up when you cannot control the outcome. It is admitting that you don't have all answers. Moreover, it highlights asking for help and having the hard conversation you have been avoiding. It is what you do because the world is very uncertain. Not despite it, you still will have the courage to ask and have hard conversation. The core idea that resonated with me was comprehending the difference between armored leadership versus daring leadership. Armored leadership feels the need to be right. These leaders want to be perfectionists. They bring cynicism, they use their way to control others. On contrary, daring leader needs to get things right. So they establish healthy, striving environment. They lift others up. So in Dare to Lead, Brene Brown asks us to look in the mirror and ask ourselves, which column do I belong in, or do I want to be in? I will give a reference to the Black Swan. That book reminded us that we can't predict everything. Models will fail, certainty is a myth. And here in Dare to Lead, the answer is okay. So if uncertainty is a myth and the model is going to fail, so now what? And it simply says when you can't control the outcome, you control the effort. When you can't predict the future, you prepare your people. When the ground shakes, you stay curious instead of shutting down. Brown says that you can't get to courage without rumbling, with being vulnerable. And my translation of this is that discomfort you feel when you don't have answers, that's not weakness. That is the starting line. I hope you enjoyed this uncomfortable read. And if you are working for an organization, I would really like you to ponder and ask yourself the uncomfortable truth. What is it? Is it the leadership? Are you armoring? Is it really helping? And one thing I want you to think is that the uncomfortable truth is that organizations are not fragile because they have bad strategy. They're fragile because people are afraid to say that I made a mistake. I don't know. I need help. Honestly, armored cultures, they don't survive. And you have to be one of the black swan. You have to be the daring one. So please look at it and think, where in your leadership are you armoring up instead of showing up? I hope you enjoyed this series. I look forward to sharing another interesting book with you in the next series. Thank you for joining.